Good afternoon. It is just about to turn 5:30. It is the 24th, Tuesday. I'm just about to head off. I've been off for obviously a couple of days, obviously whilst I was getting the minibus sorted out. So if you've watched the previous one, somebody managed to throw up in the back on Saturday night coming into Sunday morning. Obviously I wasn't able to get anybody out on the Sunday, but a guy who I've used in the past to have like the vehicles, like whether it be don't know why that crashed then. Yeah, so he came home from holiday on the Sunday night and came out to me on Monday morning. First thing, he was here just before 8 AM. So basically it took him just over 3 hours to clean. Luckily all the seats in the back I'm able to lift out. So obviously he had to wet wash everything. He had to steam clean all the seats, the roof lining, the door panels, even the speaker on the door where the guy was sick. It looked clean on the outside, but when he would steam it, you would see like a brown fluid of water basically drip out from behind the grill protecting the speaker. So it just goes to show in some of them places where you'd think that you've this SD card keeps crashing, it's doing me head in. So yeah, it's little places like that you would miss, and as the sick, obviously because it's food, would go off, it would then start to like smell even more. So yeah, I've submitted that to Uber, the invoice and everything, and oh sorry, it cost me £160, plus there was an additional £30 because of the size of the vehicle, so £190 in total. So you submit it to Uber. Now on Uber they have different categories for if a customer leaves a mess. So they have like minor, small, exterior, interior mess. So basically if it just like requires vacuuming, something like that, the customer can be charged £15. Medium is a moderate exterior, interior mess, including but not limited to food, beverage mess on the vehicle exterior and interior. They can then charge the customer £25 to £50. They then have severe, which is £40 to £90. Extended interior mess, including but not limited to large food, beverage spill on fabric or other hard to clean surfaces. Minor bodily fluid messes. So don't keep that in mind, minor. And then they have severe plus, which is £50 to £110. Any instant that requires cleaning between the window / door or air vents. Major bodily fluids. So I believe mine fell in the severe plus. I mean, I would have felt robbed if they gave me the maximum in the severe plus category, which was 110, because I class, obviously it's a bodily fluid, it's projectile vomit, it's covered multiple surfaces, different seats, the door, part of the roof lining, everywhere, the rear blind, in the speaker, the mats, everything. And like I said, I was off the road for 2.5 days. It took the guy just over 3 hours to, clean out the entire thing. However, Uber have classed it as severe, which is anywhere between £40 and £90 bracket. So they're classing what he's done as a minor bodily fluid mess, and they've given me £80. So I've said, well, if you're classing that as minor, what do you class as major? Because obviously everyone's interpretation of minor and major is obviously going to be different, but I would think projectile vomit, which is obviously falls under a bodily fluid, which goes absolutely everywhere. I mean, I think the only thing it didn't hit was me. It's basically gone on all the other seats, the back of the front passenger seat, went on my power bank, the top of my fridge. It's gone everywhere. And it's just basically just gone back and forth with them. They were doing the usual copy and paste. And I said, well, I'm not happy with it. I said, I'm not happy with just accepting £80, and I'm not happy that you're classing it as a minor. So I've said to them, if you're classing it as a minor, explain to me what you would class as a major. And they basically just keep going round in circles, and they're saying, we look at everything on a one-by-one basis, and how we calculate it is based upon the amount of mess, the photographs you've supplied, and how long it's taken for the company to clean up and how much they've charged. So I was like, well, surely all the images, because you can only upload, I think it's 2 or 3 on the app, but once you start the chat you can upload more. So I've sent them like 10 pictures, honestly. It's an absolute mess. I won't put any on here because you know what sick looks like. So imagine sick everywhere in the back of a car. That's what it was like. I said, and you're only classing that as minor. I said, so tell me how have you determined that? I said, on top of that, because you've classed it only as severe or minor bodily fluid, you know, how have you how have you come to that? Like, show me your working out, basically. And yeah, they just basically just kept repeating themselves, saying, you know, we deal with everything on a 1-by-1 basis, blah blah blah. So I basically said, well, I want to raise it as a complaint then. I said, so if you can pass me the complaints details, you know, and then they come back saying, we understand that you would like to make official complaint. We would like to assure you that when you flagged your concerns with us, we take all internal actions to make sure your query is, is noted. In this instance, we are unable to make any adjustments to the cleaning fee amount, as this is within the correct range for this case. Please be assured we have taken internal actions to ensure your feedback has been noted. And I've said, that's great. I said, but I still want the complaints details, because I want to make a complaint about how this has been dealt with and how you've dealt with it. I can confirm you're through to the highest available level of support. We're aware that you would like to file an official complaint. And then again, it just repeats what they've just got. That's all they do. Everything is, they might personalise the first line, saying like, oh, hi Paul, and just like a little 1 or 2 liner, and then everything is copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. They obviously just have like a text document open and they just copy everything in. So I've just been going round and round in circles with them, and basically I'm just going to have to raise a complaint with it, because it's ridiculous. There's no way that is just a minor bodily fluid. So yeah, that's it. Enough ranting anyway. But obviously I'll keep you posted on that. It's basically just to make people aware that if someone is sick, basically you can get as little as £40 for it. If it's severe, up to 90, or if it's severe plus, which doesn't make any sense, it's between 50 and 110. So if it's only 50, that then falls back into the severe category, not the severe plus. So their own table doesn't actually make any sense. So yeah, basically if someone spews all over your car, takes you off the road for a couple of days, you're only entitled to £80, which is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think for a second Uber were going to turn around and say, oh, here you go Paul, here's the full £190 to have your car valeted, which in theory they should charge the customer that, because at the end of the day it's the customer that's done it, you know. And if you take off the loss of earnings for Sunday, Monday and a couple of hours today, I've lost like 2.5 days, so I've lost what, 2, 3, maybe £400 in wages, plus the £200 I've had to pay to have it cleaned. So as of right now I'm down about £600, whereas they see it as, oh well, we'll just charge the customer £80, we feel like that's fair. It's like, I'd like for someone to go and projectile vomit in one of their cars and see how they felt about it then. So I'm not going to leave it there. I'm obviously going to keep complaining, because I love doing it, and I've done it multiple times with Uber, and in the end they've always given me something back. Like on some of the previous videos, they've reimbursed me for multiple jobs, but only after days of complaining. They'll never do it straight away. So I mean, no doubt they'll pay me another maybe £20-30 on top of this, but it's just for the fact that they're refusing to tell me why they're classing this as only a minor and not major, because they only have minor and major. So that's it anyway. I'm just about to go online, and I'll see what's happening. I don't know if anything major is going to be happening, obviously on a Tuesday at 5:30, but yeah, I'll keep you posted. So first and final update, I haven't had a chance to give you an update at all, to be honest. I've been quite busy, even though they were like relatively small jobs. So I started at, was it half 5. I had a Banks, which is outskirts of Southport. I then had a Southport into Ormskirk, 11.25 for 8.7 miles. And then since then, I've spent the evening just in Ormskirk. So this was like Bearsco to Bearsco, 6.49 for 1.9 miles. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, 8.57 for 2.8 miles. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, 10.21 for 4.5 miles. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, 5.29 for 2.8. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, 4.71 for 1.9 miles. Ormskirk to Skem, £6 for 4.4 miles. Wish this would stop shooting off. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, 3.61 for 1.1 miles. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, 5.92 for 4.3 miles. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, £9.7p for 5.4 miles. Ormskirk to Ormskirk, £3.60 for 1.3 miles. And one of them jobs I got a £10 tip as well. So I've done 4.5 hours, including the tip. I've got £101 and 2 pence. So that works out to £22.44 an hour. So yeah, it's been busy, to be honest. I decided to come home because one of the last jobs was basically just round the corner. I've still got like 40 miles left. But yeah, I just thought I'm going to come home because it's, you know, it's just 10:10. Gonna have something to eat. I've got a few things that I need to do tomorrow. So yeah, I didn't want to stay out. I was surprised the jobs were still coming in, to be honest, because it was late. Normally, as I've said in the past, they can get to about 9 o'clock and then it goes quiet. If it gets to 10 o'clock, it definitely goes quiet then. But I did get offered a job as I was driving home then, Ormskirk back to Southport again. But I thought, you know what, I'll just cut my losses while I had, you know, £22.50 an hour. I didn't want to go all the way into Southport and then for it to be quiet and then I have to drive back, you know, like 20 minutes empty and everything. So yeah, all in all, not too bad of a night, to be honest. So yeah, that's all I'll say. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be back out again for tomorrow. I'll catch you then.